What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, we're coming back to Iced Earth. Yes, indeed, Iced Earth fans, feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbity bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Ben Guevara, and Ben wanted to see me react to this song by Iced Earth called Burning Oasis. Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, I've heard this song before, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by Official Iced Earth, okay? We'll see how that goes. And the video has 12,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Burning Oasis. That's all I got. I got some, it looks like album cover work up here, some artwork. It does say Iced Earth, so. Look, this is the link I was given, so if I'm not in the right place, don't blame me, blame Ben. I'm just using the link he gave me. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Switch up into 6/8. Nice and very well done too. I think it really helped with the setup that they were doing in that last phrase with the 16th note pattern that they were doing, putting the accents in every third 16th. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, I think that really helped set up the transition into 6/8. Made it very smooth. Instrumentally, everybody sounds great. Guitars are clean, bass is clean, drumming is really tight. Vocally, a little over the top. If I'm being honest, guys, it is a little over the top, but it's necessary for this style of music. You know, this type of music, it requires that vocal style in a way. So I get it. I do get it. I'm personally not the biggest fan of it, but I understand it. I understand why it's happening. I understand why it's being utilized and why it's, to be honest with you, why it's needed. So it's there, you know, and it's definitely doing the deed. It's definitely doing its job. So I'm not knocking it. I'm just, me personally, it's a little overdone for my personal taste, but I get it. I get it. Then again, I'm a King Diamond fan, so what do I know?
You like that, girl? That's hardcore. Good point.
Talk about a guy who goes over the top, but again, necessary. You know what I mean? I do get it. And he is doing it well, so I can't criticize it. Let's keep going here.
Let wisdom fill your soul. See the things I see. Know the things I know. The jungle is burning. The vision so strong.
And see, they're staying on the 6/8. They're staying here for a while, giving the listener a chance to really get into it. Now, right here, this is interesting. Hold on, let me back up a little bit. I think it's right here. Now, here's the thing. We're still in 6/8, right? Are you sure? Are you sure we're still in 6/8 coming up? Listen carefully, because you could interpret it as 6/8. You could also interpret it as 4/4. Listen carefully. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take your pick. They both work and they both sound exactly like it should be. I love when people take the 3 against the 4 approach. And you could seriously take it and interpret it either way. You hear both. And both are acceptable. Both work just fine. I love it when bands do that. I really do. It's a big plus for me. Where are we going now? Back to the original feel. Nice. Tempo shift. We're still 4/4.
To gain infernal wisdom.
I love the switch up, the tempo switch up. Still in 4/4, but we just changed tempo a couple times there. Here's the thing. They are messing with tempo. They are messing with time signature. Absolutely. I fully acknowledge that. And I have had problems in the past with bands doing it. But here's the thing. The bands I've had problems with in the past when they do this is they do it too rapidly. They'll change every 2 measures. They'll change their time signature or their tempo or their feel. And or every 3 measures, every 4 measures, even if it's fast enough. It doesn't give the listener a chance to get into the new groove. They've stayed every single time they've changed tempo or they've changed time signature. They've stayed there for a while to give the listener a chance to get into the groove and establish the groove and feel it and internalize it before they switch gears. Even right here, I know it was only 8 measures, or actually I think it was 16 measures, but still, that's plenty of time. I got no problem with it. I like it. I think it's good. Vocally here, the vocalist and the guitar player are playing together. They're singing the same notes in unison. It's a little much. It's a little much. I really wish that the vocalist had been by himself. The guitar is just over the top. I don't think it's necessary. I think the vocalist doesn't need help. He certainly doesn't need help. He's doing a fine job throughout the rest of the song. So why add the guitar here? I don't know. And I'm honestly not a fan. See, listen. Yeah. Sudden ending. Okay. It definitely works. Strong ending. There were things I liked, and there were things I liked a lot, and then there were some things I really wasn't a fan of. But luckily that number's pretty small. So I think I know where this is going to go. I have a kind of an idea of where it's going to go. But let me get my thoughts together just to be sure about that. And I'll see you in the review and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Iced Earth with Burning Oasis. This was a request from Ben Guevara. Okay, before I get to the score, I have a couple of announcements I need to make. I'm making these announcements in every single video for the month of March. So if you've already seen one of the videos for the month of March, you've heard this spiel before, feel free to skip forward about 5 minutes and you're going to be right about where you need to be, okay?
Here we go again.
All right, announcement number 1. We have returned back to the old scoring system, okay? Where we've gone back to the numeric scoring. You guys let me know that's what you wanted. We held a poll and 2/3 of the vote said go back. So we're going back to the old scoring system. And guys, I got no problem with that. I am perfectly fine with that. I did say during the live stream that if we do go back to the old scoring system, there's going to have to be some changes. The reason people were opposed to going to the 5-star scoring system, the number one reason, really honestly the only reason people really didn't like the scoring system going to 5 stars was everybody was worried that there was going to be a oversaturation of 4 stars. Everybody was very concerned that we're going to have way too many bands, way too many songs, all getting 4 stars. And guys, here's the thing. You're absolutely right. I saw that problem too. I did. And I agree with you. I believe that would have been an issue. But here's the thing. That problem was already happening in the old scoring system. If you take a look from the start of the channel up to now, up to the current time, we got over 2,000 videos, right? Over 2,000 scores were given. Here's the thing. About 2/3 of those scores were between 7.4 and 8.6. I think that's a pretty safe, accurate guesstimation there. So that's 7.4 to 8.6. Now people are in their minds right now are doing the math and they're going, well, wait a minute, that's 13 different scores. That's a lot of different scores. You're absolutely right. It is 13 different scores out of 100, which means we are literally working with a 13% margin, a 13% window, as opposed to the 20% window we would have been utilizing with that 4-star rating. You know, only 5 ratings possible, and one of them would be 20%. So the star system would have actually given you a bigger window. But that's okay. We just got to figure out a way to get rid of that 13% margin and utilize more scores so we don't have such an oversaturation. And I have the solution. I told you guys we're going to have to make some changes. So here are the changes. For starters, the big thing, I'm going to have to get tougher. I'm going to have to get harder. I'm going to have to be it's going to have to be a lot more difficult to get those higher scores of 7, 8, and 9. And the way we're going to do that, to help facilitate that, is we're going to refocus on making 5 the median ground. 5 is the average score. Everybody from now on, everybody is going to start at 5, okay? I don't care who the band is. I don't care who the singer is. I don't care if it's baby metal. I don't care if it's Nightwish. I don't care if it's Love Bites. I don't care if it's Pearl Jam. I don't care if it's Johnny Nobody and the Never Will Be's. Everybody starts at 5. And then during the course of the song, the score can go up or the score can go down. But everybody starts at 5. This is going to make it a lot more variety in scores, okay? So that's that. Now announcement number 2. When I did the live stream, a number of people that were there for the live stream, they made a suggestion, and the suggestion is how to make the scoring system easier for everybody to understand. The whole reason I switched to a star scoring system was to make it easier for everybody to comprehend. So people were saying, why don't you give out multiple scores that correlate with that numeric score? Why don't you give different scores that all equal out to the same thing? Guys, that was brilliant. That was brilliant. I wish I had thought of that. I really do. I'm not all-seeing. I'm not omnipotent, and I don't always see the big picture, guys. I don't. As much as I claim to, I don't always see it. So for those of you that did attend the live stream and made that suggestion, thank you, because it was a great idea. So I now have 4 different scores that I'm going to be handing out. On the plus side, this is going to make it a lot easier to understand and a lot easier for more people to comprehend and interpret what the scores mean, which hopefully will lead to less arguments and less confrontation and less negative comments in the comments. The downside, I'm going to have to talk a little bit more. Sorry, I know it means the videos are going to be a little bit longer, so I'm sorry about that, but that's how it's going to be. So I'm going to be giving the numeric score, just like always, just like the old scoring system. That's it. Got the numeric score. We're also going to give a scale rating. So you're going to have your amazings, your really goods, your greats, your okays, your pretty goods. They're all going to be in there. We're also going to keep the star rating. We're going to use the 5-star star rating, and we're going to keep that. And we're also going to give a letter grade for those people who just cannot seem to get their mindset out of elementary school, okay? So, numeric score, scale rating, star rating, and letter grade. Now, if you cannot take one of those 4 and make it work for you, then I'm sorry. I don't know what I can do, man. I can't help you. I really cannot help you. My suggestion, my advice, you might want to think about going and finding another channel to watch, because I have a feeling this is not going to be the channel for you, all right? Now, having said all of that, let's get to the score for the song here. On a scale of 1 to 10, I know it's 0.0 to 9.9. I know, I get it. But guys, 1 to 10 rolls off the tongue a lot easier than 0.0 to 9.9. I am going to continue to say 1 to 10. If you don't like it, if it upsets you that much, if you're going to get triggered because of it, go find another channel to watch. It's real simple, okay? Anyway, on a scale of 1 to 10, get triggered. That's right, get triggered. I am going to give that a 7.1. Yep, 7.1. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, what does that 7.1 mean? Well, 7.1 is a really good score. So there's your scale rating. It would equal out to 4 out of 5 stars. It just made it, but it is getting 4 out of 5 stars. And it would equal a B letter grade. A solid B, not a B minus, not a B plus, a B letter grade, okay? So 7.1, really good scale, 4 out of 5 stars, B letter grade. There you go. Now, how did we get to that 7.1? So glad you asked. This was a fun song. This was a really nice listen. There were some things that I liked. There were some things that I really liked. And then there was one thing I really wasn't the biggest fan of, but I understand it. I get it. I'm not the biggest fan of it. Let's start with that. Let's get the negative out of the way first. Towards the end, we had that section with the vocals playing, or they were singing and the guitar player was playing in the unison line with him. So they were singing and playing the exact same note. If I'm being honest with you guys, that was a bit much. I don't think the vocalist needed it. I really don't. I think the vocalist was strong on his own. He didn't need the backup. He did not need the reinforcements. So why the guitar playing the same line, I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I think if the guitar player wanted to play a smarter approach, harmonize. Have the guitar player play the third above the main melodic line, so you got that harmonization line going on. I think that would have been more interesting, number one. Number two, I don't think we would have oversaturated that note and made it blaring. You know what I mean? It was just overly done. I get it. It's the style of music. I understand that, but guys, there's other ways to do it. Okay, I think the harmonizing would have been a great solution. Having said that, though, the song had great energy. It had a nice pulse, nice feel, good drive. I got no problem with anything that was happening with the feel of the song. The playing around with the tempo and the time signature. I've had problems in the past with bands that do it, but that's because they do it too frequently, and there's no pattern, and it doesn't make sense, and it just leaves you questioning, why did you do that? You don't need to change your time signature every 2 to 3 measures, and there's no established pattern. There was no real established pattern with this, but here's the thing. They would wait a long while before they would change things up. So we're in 4/4 for about the first minute to minute and a half before we switched to that 6/8. And when we did switch to the 6/8, we stayed there for a while. Like a good 40-45 seconds. Guys, that is more than enough time for you to get into that new time signature, for you to get into the groove, get into the feel, and really and truly, internalize it. That's what I was looking for, internalize. And then they switched to this other feel that you could have gone either way. It could have been 4/4, it could have been 6/8, take your pick. And then we went into a straight 4/4. And then, after a little while, we slowed down the tempo. And I was like, wait a minute, that was good. I liked that. I mean, I liked everything up to that point. But again, it wasn't rapid. It wasn't like every 2 measures. It was seriously like every 16 measures. Plenty of time. The drumming, solid, absolutely solid. Some really nice fill work too. And a nice steady double kick, which you always want. The guitar playing, thick, crunchy, a nice tone, very clean. When we did have the syncopated playing between the guitar, bass, and drums, it was tight, it was clean. So kudos to everybody on that end. The bass, I heard it at times. It was kind of getting buried in the mix, but that's very typical. Us bass players, we always get kind of pushed to the back. But I did notice at the beginning of the song, those harmonics, those came off the bass. Those were bass harmonics. Very nicely done. Vocally, like I said before, I understand it's the style of music, and this type of music requires those kinds of vocals. I get it. And as a King Diamond fan, I'm not opposed to the utilization of falsetto. And this guy's falsetto was strong. He had a great falsetto. I do feel like at times it was a little over the top. This coming from a King Diamond fan, please keep that in mind. But overall, I think he did a fine job vocally. Just a couple times, to me, it just got a little cringy. But I'm sure people can say the same thing about King Diamond, so don't take it personally. It's just my own personal feelings, okay? No, overall, I thought this was a really good job. It's a really good song. Would I listen to this again? Yeah. Okay. I would absolutely listen to it again if somebody put it on. Like if somebody played this while we were in the car or we were on the bus or, you know, we're backstage or whatever, and someone wants to put this on to pump themselves up and they got their little pod, you know, speaker rather than using, well, we have our in-ears in, so we really can't do that, but we have, you know, sometimes people bring those little pod speakers, those little Bluetooth speakers, and they'll play something, you know, in the dressing room while we're getting fired up. And if someone wants to put this on, I'll listen to it, absolutely, and I won't have any problem listening to it. Am I going to put this on a playlist? I don't see that happening. It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's really good. But I don't think it would ever go on any playlists. I might change my mind. I might. But at this very specific point in time, right now while I'm sitting here, no, I'm not. I don't see that happening. But my mind can be changed, and who knows? Maybe a few months from now, maybe I will put it on. I don't know. But anyway, let's wrap this up in a nice, pretty bow. So, 7.1, really good scale rating, 4 out of 5 stars, B letter grade. Take your pick. I don't care. Whichever one floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.